I mean, we saw kind of Guru just playing very aggressively and maybe not as seriously, not taking his opponent super seriously in the last round. I mean, just in the sense that he felt as though he could kind of win with these aggressive strategies. Now, we may see something similar again, but I feel as though he'll play kind of his real strategies now in the qualifying round for tomorrow against someone like GunGFuBanDa. He's definitely going to take this a little bit more seriously, I think. So, let's see how this is going to go. To the bottom right-hand side from True Esports, it's going to be our green Zerg player. It is Guru. And down to the lower left, it'll be our red Protoss player from Team Planet Key Dynamics. It is going to be GunGFuBanDa. So, as we set up into this, we're going to see a gate coming down for GunGFuBanDa to begin with. So not Nexus first or anything. And we wait to see what Guru's plan is going to be as well. It's kind of an, obviously an interesting map as GunGFuBanDa throws out the Zerg symbol to start the game. Basically just a good luck, I guess. But yeah, I mean, this is a map where it's basically a map which is going to allow for a lot of different kind of play styles, and we see kind of a lot of the time. I think one of the most interesting things I've seen on this map in the ZvP is that you can sort of see these rocks get taken down, and the Zerg will take this fourth base here, which isn't usually what a Zerg player will do. But then what the Zerg player did, I think it was Snoot that did it. He takes this fourth base here, and I was like, well, why is he doing that instead of taking a much easier to hold fourth base up here? But he went for kind of a mass lurker strategy, which was all, reliant about pushing through the south side of the map. So it worked out very well. So, yeah, it's very interesting, really, as we're going to see this probe just coming around, having a look to see what's going on, what's happening. And is then going to be moving, just moving away, moving back now. So just going to back away, and just going to see him pulling over to the right-hand side. So probe backing off. I'm going to see an overlord on the way in as well for Guru right now. So an overlord on the way up, a couple of queens being made. A couple of queens on the way up. Zergling speed does begin as well. And we're just going to be seeing this probe just patrolling back and forth over on the right-hand side here. So probe just going to patrolling back and forth and just looking to see what's going on, what's happening. I'm just going to see this drone sort of coming in. Try and take the third base. It's actually going to block this pylon. It doesn't really have too much effect if there's already Zerglings over here. So, I mean, it still delays it by a little bit, but not by too much. And Guru not going to be too worried about that. His Zergling speed's on the way up. He's pulled out of gas completely after this point as well. And, yeah, probe just going to pull it back over to the left-hand side of the map. So Overlord for Guru just sat overhead in the main base. So Overlord just sat kind of nearby, and he's going to be seeing these Adepts sort of shading around here. So Adept for GunGFuBanDa just going to shade in and just going to be trying to trade against these Zerglings. So again, just little trades here early on, nothing really too major. There we go. Finally, some kind of tech to talk about. So the Twilight Council is going to be coming down here out of GunGFuBanDa. So we're starting to see what his tech tree is going to be. It is going to be this Twilight Council. So you're going to be going in towards most likely Resonating Glaives here. Unless he wants to go into something a bit different, like a big blink all-in, something we haven't really seen too often at all lately. So, see how this. Let me just to see how this goes. So, I'm gonna see this Twilight just on the way up, just about halfway done. And I mean, it should be Resonating Glaives. That's the more common way to go about this. So, there's a few different ways you can play off of Resonating Glaives as well. You can go Adept Phoenix. You can go just Adepts into Robos, you can go Adepts into Blink, you can go, you can even go into kind of a Dark Shrine after Adepts. There's a lot of different ways, there's a lot of different possibilities here, so, yeah, we'll just, be waiting to kind of continue here. Hopefully Guru gets his lag issues sorted in the next couple of moments, and then we'll be able to go into this game and, continue the cast here, so hopefully we'll be set up with that in just a couple of moments. So then again, this is a qualifying match. There's a few matches which are still a little bit kind of trailing behind this one. But, yeah, I mean, a few matches sort of just trailing slightly. Which is okay. I mean, maybe we can catch another qualifying match as well behind this or after this. So we'll kind of see that. We'll see that in the near future. Sort of has gone into the qualifying match against either TLO or Mafiata. He takes 2-0 over Fear. Still that Soul Sansa kind of section of the bracket is quite delayed in comparison. Go being called, looks as though we're going to resume this game. For now then, And we're going to see Guru. Well, Link Spirit's about to finish up. He's got an Evo Chamber on the way as well. And I imagine it's going to be just a +1 melee. He might go for like 1-up dropping Overlord or something to try and get some damage done, but probably not going to be a huge commitment to anything like that. So Stalker just going to push that Overlord away and over to the right hand side, away from the main base and away from any kind of potential scouting location. So we're just going to back away here. As we're going to see again an Adept and a Mothership Core just working their way through these rocks. So rocks going to go down very soon. As then rocks fall, we are going to see the Adept just being caught. So Adept being caught. Lingers are going to be just kind of coming through. He's actually going to be able to pick up a probe as well, and maybe another one too, because he gets past that foot and overcharge. So comes in, has a think about what he wants to do. He's going to go up to the high ground and catch a probe up there. So a couple of probe kills for a few Zerglings is definitely nice. He gets a very decent idea of what's going on as well. Sees the Twilight Council researching also, and will be able to make his own kind of guesses as to what that might be now, as it is indeed going to be that Resonating Blaze. One thing Guru didn't see is the third base coming up to the left hand side. But maybe he assumes that he's already breaking through these back rocks. Let's see if that's something GunGFuBanDa picks up on and starts to deal with in the near future. Looks though it is. Stalker and the Mothership Core moving into position to help push those Lings away. And then Lings will be pushed away here in the next few moments. So Lings just pulling on over to the right hand side and back in towards these three bases. You're going to see that robot facility just on the way up for GunGFuBanDa as well. So robot facility on the way up, we're going to see this Overlord from Guru on the way in towards the main base also, and a Stalker going to be coming out to target down that Overlord as well. Sentry also coming in, just having a little bit of a look to see what is going on, what's happening. And I mean, very standard Guru taking a fourth base over here. Should work through these rocks very soon just to start giving himself easier access towards his own 4 bases. In the near future. We do see a lair on the way up, the Evo Chamber being used for the +1 missile upgrade. And so we're probably going to see a very quick tech to Hydras off of this lair. We see a Roach Roaring down, try and help him defend here early on, but obviously hasn't felt the need for that as we see the Warp Prism on the way out. And, well, maybe a little bit of a depth drop to try and get some damage done here in the near future. So, a couple of paladins coming down. I see another Adept being walked in. Jumps into that Warp Prism pretty much straight away. And, you know, even just a few Adepts with, a few Adepts with Warp Prism can get a lot of damage done. Especially with the Warp Prism Micro, you can lift them up. And, I mean, lots of potential damage here, basically, for GunGFuBanDa. He's actually going to walk them in over on this side, so he might shade a few of them forwards in one direction. He might just go with everything in the same direction. Let's see, these Lings currently a little bit out of position as we're going to see the shades. Thinking about where they want to go, jumping onto some roaches here to begin with. Them 2 roaches, a little bit of trouble there. Come the Lings though, going to get a full surround. The Queen's coming in to add that little bit of extra DPS, and all these Adepts are cleaning through the Zerglings. But is there going to be enough of them left over? No, there is not. These Adepts don't do anything at all as Guru cleans out. Big whooping into the main base now to try and continue, well, I say continue to get damage done. I mean, he's not got any damage done yet, but he will try and get a bit more done now. And, well, maybe some of his first damage. We're going to see a few Adepts just coming in. Just going to be trying to come in and trade on the third base. Actually, some Hydras getting picked off almost straight away here, so this isn't going so badly for GunGFu anymore. I mean, he gets a little bit of damage done, but still, for the most part, getting cleaned up. Guru, this is about 13 workers. Queen's coming in, chasing that Warp Prism, and it goes down. I'd say for the most part, this has actually probably turned out pretty okay for Guru, although now he's losing another 10 workers on top of what we just saw him lose. So, he's down 45 workers to the 63, but he clears off a lot of army of his opponent. He kills the Warp Prism so that there's no potential for kind of further attacks. He's got a fair amount of Roach Hydra up here currently to try and get some more damage done as well. So, I mean, he needs to try and redraw. I mean, he'll redraw pretty quickly. I think he's going to be okay. I think because he killed off so much, you know, GunGFuBanDa didn't get away with anything, right? So everything he killed came at a price, and yeah, it might have been fairly effective, fairly efficient, but for the most part, I think Guru's going to be okay because he just rebuilds his drones. He's already got a bit of an army lead because of killing off, and so altogether, I think it should just kind of even out. As we're going to see these units just coming over. I don't think this is realistically enough Roach Hydra to really kind of attack and do damage. You can kind of see it here that there's just too much army as GunGFuBanDa goes into charge +1. More mortals as well. That Templar Archives on the way to help him in towards the Archon tech and in towards, well, potentially Storm as well in the near future. Just going into that next phase of the tech tree and just sort of setting up into a very standard PvZ playstyle, very similar to what we saw DNS playing against Zhuge Liang earlier, for example. I mean, it's kind of just your go-to, you know, it should kind of just be the go-to for builds, really. So it's kind of just the go-to kind of composition for Protoss still. nowadays, and especially against kind of a Roach Hydra or a Roach Lurker Hydra based army, it's very effective. As we are going to see Guru starting to work down on these bottom rocks, so looking as though he wants to be, he might want to be the one attacking it through the bottom side here in the near future. GunGFuBanDa, interestingly enough, going to take this upper 4th base, which is, well, I guess against non-Zergling kind of playstyles is kind of a little bit safer than, it's kind of weird. This base is very good against Zergling playstyles because it's very well protected. This base here is more easily hit by rune buys, but isn't very easily hit by a larger army, so I guess it kind of makes a lot of sense. We're going to see these Zealots coming in. We're going to start trading against this 4th base, and we're going to get it down to about half health before the Lings and Hydras clean on up, so I mean, some decentish damage done, nothing amazing, but it's a little bit of damage. You can see a few more Zealots coming across. GunGFuBanDa, obviously the same idea once again. If you can just get the same amount of damage done, then that 4th base goes down, and Guru is limited to the 3 bases against the 4th base of his opponent. As you see, the Depth's going to open into the main base, looking for some more worker kills here. Zerglings are very quick to react. They're already here in position. I'm actually going to see not even an attempt to shade, just going to lift up in the War Prism and back away as the Zealots come in. They are starting to work their way down through this base. They take down a Spine Core to begin with. Hydras are on the way to help out, but the base does go down, so Guru loses his 4th. At the same time, big army moving across the map from GunGFuBanDa, so his main army over here has to be careful and does have to recall away. There's no way he can fight against the army of Guru just there. Not with what he's got in this army at least, so good decision to recall away and not overcommit to a fight which he couldn't win. Getting a few Adepts just kind of flying around in the War Prism right now, so a few Adepts flying around in the War Prism. I'm going to see the Lings, Roaches, Hydras working their way through the rocks here to the right hand side, just opening up the map again so you can continue to attack. He actually loads some Hydras into Overlord, so Guru looking as though he might go for a little bit of an Overlord drop, which would be interesting. I mean, could actually potentially, he has a lot of potential to get damage done. Has a lot of potential to get damage done, but at the same time, is not necessarily immediately going to be just kind of keep on playing. Looks like we're going to resume though, so back into the game. As we're going to be seeing the Lings, Roaches, Hydras just sort of moving out. We've got a few Lurkers sort of nearby as well, so I mean, Guru's in a position where he can definitely fight against this army. In fact, I quite like Guru's army in general. We've got this big Hydra drop coming in as well, which is something we sort of loading up before we kind of continue here. We're going to see a recall back home from GunGFuBanDa. So these Hydras going to end up doing quite a bit, but at the same time, Guru's also pushing through, so he's going to go towards like the 3rd base or so. He's going to get a lot of damage done here. These Immortals are going to get caught off guard, and I mean, these Hydras in the main going to get decimated. They don't last long at all, but I mean, Guru pushing forwards, and he's starting to get quite a lot done over on this side of the map. We've got Storms going down to help ward this away. Lots of Pylons going down. GunGFuBanDa hitting a heavy supply block here. More Storms as well. No Ship Core also falls over towards the natural as now this 3rd base. Also in a little bit of trouble. Zerglings continue to fight here. Zealot's being warped in. A few Roaches and Hydras trying to keep on fighting also, but well, now actually the Lurkers come into play, but I'm not sure how much these Lurkers are going to be able to do, although no Observer, and so these Lurkers are doing a lot of damage. Guru is cleaning out a lot of these Immortals, and he's taking a huge advantage in this game as he cleans out so much of these Lurkers. There's no Observer, he's got no way to spot this, so this is really, really huge. And I mean, there's a few High Tempo left over, there's a few Storms left. We're going to see these units coming forwards again. No, GunGFuBanDa walks right back into the Lurkers. Big mistakes by him. These Lurkers getting way more done than they ever should be able to. We're going to see still some Lings up at the 3rd base, cleaning out gateways and pylons and more. And well, GunGFuBanDa, after this pause, has just completely fallen apart here. So, completely fallen apart. There is a base coming up to the top right from GunGFuBanDa, which is interesting. I mean, that's something which I don't even think he'll really get the chance to mine as GunGFuBanDa. Probably going to lose this base next as well. I think Guru might just continue with his sort of attack here. And GunGfu just, I mean, what does GunGfu do now? I mean, there's not really a lot he can do at all as we see this army just collecting up together at the bottom of the ramp, and Cannon comes up here for GunGFuBanDa. Ling is just going to work their way through the pylons, through the probes, pylons go down. These Lings just continuing to just clean up towards this upper left-hand side. Overseer going back towards the right-hand side. More Lings, more Lurkers all going towards the right, and well, I mean, GunGFuBanDa is going to find himself on 2 bases in a moment. He's going to lose this base to the top right as well. Types out GG. And after the pauses, our players and introduce them. To the upper right hand side is our Red Pros player from Team Planet Key Dynamics. It's going to be GunGFuBanDa. And down to the bottom left is going to be our Green Zerg from True Esports. It is upper game, Guru. These emotes, man. I don't think anyone's ever gonna get sick of this. So, alright, we're in game. We're finally getting going, which is great. Fantastic. Good to know. Good to see. And, yeah, see how it's gonna go. See what's gonna happen, I guess. See what we're gonna be able to get up to here in the next few minutes. See what the builds are going to be, and just how it is. So, as we set on up, so I guess kind of Just Tower is very different, of course, to... I can't even remember what map we were just on Ruins of Endian. So, Just Tower is a very different map to Ruins of Endian, so very interested, very intrigued to see sort of how things go. I mean, to be fair, we saw pretty standard, just sort of... we saw pretty standard playstyle last time around from both. I saw something sort of similar to that, maybe just skip the kind of Resonating Glaives from GunGFuBanDa and maybe just go straight towards Stargate based play here in game number 2. So we'll have a look to see how that's going to be going. I'm just going to be seeing the probes just mining away here. So probes mining away, we're going to see the Cybernetics core just on the way down. We're going to see, I mean, it's a Nexus first, so GunGFuBanDa just going to play a little bit greedy at the very early stages. I love Nexus first builds. You get so many adepts off the back of it, so much pressure you can put on while still having such a strong economy. It always just seems to work out so well, so yeah, I like it. It always seems to kind of end up pretty good, so I like it. If you can get away with it, then you're probably best going for it, honestly. So let's see how it continues here, to see where it's going to go after this. And there's the probe, just going to be chased down by these couple of Zergons. So a couple of Lings just chasing after that probe right here. There's a couple of Lings just on the way over and just looking to shut this down the early stages. A couple of Depths are going to be on the way out. So a couple of Depths about to pop, move across down towards the lower left-hand side of the map. So Depths going to be moving on over to the left-hand side, down to the lower left, and just looking to see what they can get up to here in the near future. Circling goes down almost straight away. As a third hatchery also comes down as well for Guru. And Twilight Council starting to build up as well. So he's going to once again go into Twilight Council, which is, well, not really standard on Dusk Towers. I mean, to go into a Adept-based play, it takes longer for them Adepts to get across the map than usual. So he's going to go for it, though. Resonating Glaives. We'll see how he goes about this. I mean, he may just go kind of like for the Robo again and like the drops, which he did last time, instead of just marching across the map. So there's a few different possibilities here. We'll have kind of just keep our eyes open to see what the plan will be. As we have a couple of Adepts going up in towards the main. Third base is going to stop coming down from GunGFuBanDa. Some Lings going to start running on in here and start to trade against this Nexus. And yeah, just going to be seeing them Lings just kind of being forced to kind of back away for the most part, and force field to kind of keep them safe as well. So Ling's not really getting very much done apart from some scanning. I mean, he forces a force field, which is pretty nice as well, to be fair. And Overlord just trying to come in and get some information. Don't think he's going to get far enough in to see the Twilight, though. Although, actually, he's already seen the Twilight, so maybe he saw that with the Lings just before. So going through actually being revealed as to his kind of strategy here. As we do see the response from Guru, he's already heading up in towards a lair. So he's already going up in towards a lair and just sort of setting up here to kind of see what's going to be going on. Fourth hatchery comes down from Guru now as well, and Evo Chamber as well in the main base. So an Evo Chamber coming down in the main, and fourth hatchery as well, and double Stargate follow-up. So GunGFuBanDa is going to go Stargate play. It's going to go kind of Adept Phoenix. Now this is something we generally tend to see on like Frozen Temples. Again, not necessarily the build we see super commonly on Dusk Towers. It's pretty late double Stargate too. He went for the third Nexus and then the double Stargate. So going to be interested to see how that's going to go as we see the few Adepts just moving across towards the upper right hand side. So a few Adepts is coming in towards the upper right hand side, and just going to be seeing the Mothership Core just sitting overhead as well as an extra Adept gets walked in. I'm going to see another pylon coming down as well. So just going to be seeing a couple of extra units walking in from the gate. I mean, just more Adepts, right? I mean, he's got Resonating Glaives, so of course he's going to try and use that. We see actually Guru not really setting up with anything in particular to deal with Adepts. I mean, he's getting a Hydra Gem, so it looks like he's going to go into very fast Hydras. I mean, Hydras sort of melt to Adepts as well if there's enough of them, so it's going to be a bit of a weird situation now. Lings and Hydras together might be a bit better, because if the Lings are dying to the Adepts, then the Hydras are going to do a lot of damage to the Adepts in the meantime without dying, so it might work out. As you can see, these Lings, they don't want to fight here just yet. As the two Phoenix do come out, they pick off their first Overlord of the game, and Guru will begin to realize that there is going to be Phoenix-based play coming up. But I mean, considering he's already going in towards a Hydraless playstyle, that's probably not going to be too much of an issue for him to kind of to kind of set up his composition against. So this Cripple Lynx is moving back down towards the left-hand side, and we're going to see just a couple of Queens moving forwards here. We're going to see everything just sort of joining up together. And we're going to have a Queens just sort of coming in, just picking off an Overlord there. More Adepts coming across, and well, Guru isn't kind of immediately ready to deal with this. Now, the Phoenix, they've got a job as well, and their job is to kind of come in and to kind of pick up any units like the Queens, like the Hydras, which are going to be kind of sat behind these Zerglings. So that's what the Phoenix is going to be very useful for here. As we're going to see lots and lots of drones, because I'm going to go down over towards this bottom left-hand side. We see Lings actually getting caught up amongst these Adepts as well, and actually GunGFuBanDa is just doing so much damage with this attack. I mean, Phoenix are picking off Hydras, they're picking off Queens, the Adepts are picking off a lot of drones. And there's so much damage being done all over the place. More Hydras falling once again. Guru taking so much damage here against this attack, and GunGFuBanDa gets a lot done with this. So GunGFuBanDa pretty well placed attack there, but at the same time, I mean, Guru comes out kind of ahead in army supply again, and well, he looks for a moment like he might be trying to counterattack across the map with this kind of big Hydra force he's managed to set up. So I mean, if he did do that, he'd maybe have a lot of potential to get damage done, but I'm not sure how successful it would be against interesting to see how it would be with the kind of phone overcharges. I think you just buy too much time, and there's not really that much to kind of tank for these Hydras either, which is the main problem. If they go down quickly, they don't get a chance to do the damage that they want to do. So we're going to see the follow-up here from GunGFuBanDa. He's actually already in the double Robo, Immortals on the way out, more gates, Templar Archives again, so same composition we've been seeing all kind of day long. It's kind of fun because it's in PvZ's kind of taken a full circle in the last month. We started off with this sort of playstyle that we're seeing right now, the Charged Lot Immortal Archon against sort of Roach Hydra based playstyles, and the the Roach Hydra sort of playstyles, the Hydra Ling and Lurkers, and the kind of the Mass Phoenix play as well. This is very much kind of what PvZ was a month ago. We went into that phase where kind of Hydra Baneling became a big thing, and Ling Baneling as well, and all of a sudden Zergs were kind of having the time of their lives, and Protoss were having a really tough time, until they sort of started fixing their composition, and then all of a sudden people realized that these Banelings, they're really not that good anymore. So it kind of came back full circle because people realized Banelings aren't very good, so they go back to going the old kind of playstyle, and so we're back to where we used to be. So the meta game is taking quite a journey in PvZ in the past month, as we're going to see Guru is once again going to be lagging, it would seem. Looks as though he's fixed already as we resume once more. So just going to be seeing this base over to the left-hand side. Just might be going down here soon. As we're going to see Overlords just being picked away at, a couple of Overlords going down, and we're just going to be seeing this base picked off, cancelled, and the drone falls as well. So drone does fall, and you just see, I mean, Lurker Den about to come up. Guru is ready for his transition into the next stage of the game. I mean, for all the damage he took early on, he did end up, again, just being able to stabilize afterwards, which is, one of the main things you got to try and do, right? You just got to try and stabilize after, and once you stabilize, life becomes a lot better for you. So Phoenix can come back in once again. A couple of drones starting to go down already. Queens working their way against these Phoenix, and Phoenix taking a little bit of damage. You see these Lings coming across the map, and just going to start coming in, just going to try and fight against these pylons, and well, against these Immortals too. But I mean, it's, Adepts swapping in, things just don't do very well. They kill off one Immortal here at the very end. There's huge spike. And it isn't even from us. It's from the Polish caster. So gonna be going to continue after Polish caster times out. They will continue resuming here in a few moments. Polish Classic going to drop, and we are going to
Game paused.
resume. Looks like Guru had the pause coming in before his opponent dropped, so it looks like we will continue. Go, go. Very fast resume. So again, the Lings were doing a little bit of damage. They kicked off an Immortal, not too much else though. I mean, the Lurkers are getting ready to go. More Lings looking to reinforce. It's kind of weird to attack with the Lings and then sort of come across with the rest of the army. You see the Lurkers take a bit of a position on the high ground. Phoenix should be trying to lift those up, but don't quite get it. Oh my god, no, the Hydras are going to get completely caught in here. The force fields stop them from retreating, and Guru is going to lose a lot. Now, he does have the Lurkers on the high ground. They picked off a few workers, already 9 kills on them. As we're going to be seeing the Phoenix continue to come forwards, and, well, I mean, Guru just doesn't really, I don't think, have enough to really hold on to this, you know? He's got a few more Lings up here, getting picked off once again. The army from GunGFuBanDa is just a little bit too strong, I think, right now for Guru to really play against. So, yeah, we're just going to be seeing these Creep Tumors kind of being picked off here. So, Creep Tumors starting to go down. We're going to see these units splitting, and Zealot's going to start charging forwards. A couple of them are going to start dropping here as they're going to see that Overseer is going to go down as well. A Storm going to come down on the Hydras, and we're just going to be seeing another Storm once again, and again just these Zealots sort of attacking forwards, and we're going to see what's going to be going on. We see the Phoenix are going to be trying to keep on coming in. I mean, there's just too much for GunGFuBanDa, I think. I don't think there's a way Guru can defend. There's so many Immortals left over, and these Hydras, they just can't get through the Immortals before they get taken down. Drone's being pulled as well right now to try to help out. Another High Templar comes in, another Storm. Drone's being pulled. Archon's in the back as well. Well, they're going to do pretty good against the drones, I can tell you that much. We're going to see the rest of this getting cleaned up, and that is just about going to be it. Guru is going to have to tap out, and we're going to go to game number 3 here in this series as these units continue to move forwards, and more Overlords just dropping. As more Overlords dropping, I mean more Hydras starting to go down as well, and pretty much everything just getting cleaned up as we see another couple of Overlords getting taken down. And again, that really should just be about it now. Guru doesn't have anything left he can do. Reinforcements coming across the map as well from GunGFuBanDa. And Guru just sitting this as long as he can. Taps out. GunGFuBanDa takes game 2 to tie up the series. One time, let's go and introduce us some players. To the top left-hand side of the map from True Esports is going to be our green Zerg player. Let's see if you're cheering on Guru. And down to the lower right-hand side is going to be our red Protoss player from Team Planet Key Dynamics. Is GunGFuBanDa. As we enter this PvZ, game number 3, I mean, we've seen pretty much the same thing twice now from GunGFuBanDa. Game number 1, I felt as though he was in a pretty decent position to begin with. I feel as though he's in a pretty decent position to begin with, and then all of a sudden, he just, it just fell apart. It just completely kind of fell apart. He just sort of completely messed up against the counterattack and just made a lot of mistakes in a row. So, you know, it was a bit of a messy in game number 1 from GunGFuBanDa. Got it together in game 2 and did clean up quite easily. And so here we head into game 3, kind of looking to kind of see who's going to be able to take this. Now, Guru already forced Hatch first out of his third base, just because of that early probe scout out of GunGFuBanDa. He's just going to go gate expand back at home himself. So, going to be putting down that Nexus in just a moment. Very standard so far, really. Nothing too crazy, pretty much just the sort of go-to sort of PvZ sort of thing. Pretty much what you would just expect here for now. We're going to see that Nexus is building on up, so Nexus on the way here, and again, Drone and Probe just having a little bit of a duel, going to pop down that pile and just force a couple of Lings to come out, just to stop that just to stop that extra next hatchery coming down too early in the game. So, as we have the probe just backing away now, we're going to see, hey, again, Guru has to wait for a couple of Lings, really, before he can take down this pylon, so just has to spend his money elsewhere in the meantime. And it's a little bit of a supply block. I might delay his Queen on the natural, or the third base, for just a couple of moments, but that's about it, so we'll see how this goes. 4 Lings starting on it for Guru, as we're going to see Corona Boost coming out on the gateway, so Stalker going to be popping in a few moments, and actually will be able to pick off this Overlord if Guru kind of keeps it around. Don't really think the Overlord can actually get anywhere to kind of stay safe, even if he backs away from the main base. There's a lot of kind of space around here that you can kind of run away in, but the Stalker can get there too, so we'll see. As we're going to see the Stalker popping out, we're going to see it will start chasing this Overlord, so I think it should survive for a little while. I mean, even if it dies eventually, keeping it well for a little bit longer means you don't have to invest those minerals quite as early, and you can prepare for it dying too, so That's pretty nice. He's going to move it away initially, and yeah, I mean, again, the Stalker will probably move out onto the map now. Depends how safe he's feeling. He may not feel safe against potential Zerglings, so he might not go for the kill, and so Guru might just be able to keep this alive. Few Lings just kind of coming through the map, Ling speed on the way. We are going to see the single Stargate from GunGFuBanDa. So now, in game number 3, he's going to change things up from his Twilight Council Resonating Glaives build, which we've been seeing up until now. And as we do just see this, Few Lings just backing away a little bit. We've got a couple of Lings being pushed away over to the right-hand side from Guru. Just a couple of Lings being pushed on away over to the right, and again, just sort of... this Overlord actually moves into transporting Overlord, dropping Overlord. And so, maybe a little bit of a Ling drop coming in the near future. +1 melee starts for Guru as well, something we haven't seen out of him yet today. So, both players going to be going for something a little bit different here in game number 3. This Adept and Mothership Core looking around to see what they can find. Stalker, in a moment we'll see this Overlord should try and get onto that ASAP, try and stop, but the Ling should come in and that Stalker might be in a bit of trouble if he's not careful. So, I mean, there's Adept here. I mean, Feeling's going to hit the mineral line, just try and get a few work kills. There's 1, there's 2. You might get a few. I mean, to be fair, 3 kills is already pretty nice. Probe getting a little bit surrounded there. There he goes. He toggles it down. He's actually going to get another. So close, but the probes pull away again. He can loop it around maybe and go for it. He runs by the units instead, going to the natural. Just looking for one more kill here or there. I mean, again, the more kills you get, the better. So, just looking to try and maximize his damage done. Lings go down. And this Overlord actually moving away once again. Very soon we'll be able to spot that third base if he doesn't move too far away. But does also want to try and keep it alive. That being said, Phoenix out, so he's actually going to be pushed in towards the third base. So he'll scout the third base, also sees the Phoenix, which you should have known about anyway. The Lings did run by that Stargate. So very good information here for early on for Guru. Knows exactly what he's playing against. We're going to see Cybercore and Power not really a big issue. Guru just up on 3 bases, taking the 4th base as well in response to his opponent's third base coming down. So an extra base coming on up here as well. Some more bases being taken as we see the lair is just going to be finishing up shortly for Guru, and probably once again that fast Hydraless Den in towards whatever he feels is necessary, whether he goes Muscular Augments first or the Lurker Den. That'll be one of those options. As again, +1 melee in this game. Now he's going to go +1 missiles. It's almost as though he's playing sort of a Banelin based Banelin Hydra sort of play style, but we're not really seeing the Banelin nest just yet. I mean, he could still add it on. There's still time for that. As Ling's currently running by in towards the natural. They don't get into the natural just yet. Nice warp in and nice wall to kind of respond against this. And the Cybercore's starting to go down. For an overcharge popped. And here's Adept. Well, they're going to have to try and protect the third base now. They're going to cancel and stay over here. Another for an overcharge. The Lings look as though they might try and fight against this. The pylon is about to go down. Another overcharge available off to the left-hand side. As that gets popped, these Lings can maybe go towards the natural, but there's just so few of them left over that I don't think it's really going to matter. 2 Lings left, 1 Ling left. Last Ling goes down. So, trades off here, and that's about it. So, a little bit of damage done in terms of trading with some Adepts and so, but nothing really too substantial. As we're going to be seeing the Phoenix just continue to move around, continue to see what's up, continue to see what is going on. As a drone coming through this end of the map. A little bit of a miss rally there from Guru. Definitely don't think that was meant to be happening. As we see him just, I mean, 4th base up. Going to be able to start saturating that now. His +1 missile's about to finish. His Hydrogen's done too, so he's ready to go in towards it. I mean, his Muscular Augment's about to finish up here. And he'll be able to just go in towards a whole mass of Hydras in the near future. As we're going to see Probe just coming out, going to go in towards this third base. This third base just sort of starting to go here, as we do see the Phoenix again, just picking up a couple of drones, and so far this Phoenix has been doing an okay job here and there, just doing a little bit wherever they can. And +1 about to finish for Guru. He's about to get that Hydra speed and range, and he is going to put down the Banelin nest as well, so we might very well see Guru trying to hit like a Hydra Banelin timing here in the near future. Now, it's a little bit off though, because he is going to need the centrifugal hooks before he makes a good timing. I'm not sure if that's really going to be... I'm not sure how that's really going to go, so... I'm just going to see a couple of pilots coming up towards the front. These Phoenix kind of flying on in, and they're going to see what they can get up to. They back away once again though, so Phoenix backing away. I'm just going to be seeing the Phoenix again, just looking to see what they can get up to. So we're just going to hit onto one of them Phoenix there momentarily. I'm just going to be seeing a Robobay on the way up. So Robobay on the way up. I guess his kind of plan here, play kind of Blink Stalker Disrupt. I mean, Blink's on the way up, so going to be playing again a completely different composition as to what we've been seeing so far. It may just also be a way to react to the fact of what he's scouted, which hasn't been very much though. I mean, he hasn't really seen the beta nest or anything. So yeah, kind of interesting. Do we see the beta nest even complete? Where is it? I can't find it. There it is. Do you see that? No. So interesting kind of change up here from GunGFuBanDa. Completely different to sort of what we've seen so far from him. So we're going to play this a little bit differently here in this third game, and of course all on the line because the winner of this gets to play tomorrow in the second stage of the Shanghai qualifiers, which becomes double elimination, so a little bit more of a safety net. As you can see, them drones just continue running away. A few Lings coming over to the right side with the Hydras, and yeah, Phoenix is going to move over to the left hand side. A couple of an exits on the way down. Look at Den on the way up as well from Guru, so again ready to go into his transition. I mean, his Bane speed is just over halfway done. I feel as though that's so late though. I feel as though he's going into this composition just so late on. So you'll see his Lings. Well, that fourth base is pretty dead. I don't think anything is going to move in position in time to save that. So that's just going to be a cancel here pretty quickly. GunGFuBanDa gets rid of that. And at the same time, he's running by a few zealots to the right hand side. Queens are defending that though without too much of an issue. So a couple of zealots go down, and I mean, Phoenix still trying to see what they can do. We're going to be seeing the Army trying to push forwards here as well, and I think Guru just rebuilding a few more drones. He's going up to 81 workers now. Bane speed about to finish up. I feel Guru's in a position where he could maybe, you know, attack down the right hand side, go Hydra Bane, and I mean, look at this army from GunGFuBanDa right now. Where is it? You know, there is nothing here. There is really just so little here in comparison to what Guru has, it seems, and that's a little bit interesting. We're going to have these Hydras positioned to the right. The Lings are going to go down the left. So that's a little bit interesting. A few Hydras are going to move up to try and deal with this single Zealot. War Prism flying around trying to get into position throughout this game. As we're going to see, Disruptor shot is dodged. And the Lings just going to back away. Some Hydras going in towards the natural. Cybercore going to be targeted here to begin with. Cybercore going to go down there. A few Death Warping in before it falls. And something he'll have to rebuild now. Temple Archives about to finish up too. No Stormfall while though, and even Archons might be a little way away. As you can see, this Robo facility now exposed. The Hydra's just going to go into towards the mineral line though and start working their way through the probes. Lots of workers going down very quickly in this third base. The Disruptor goes down as well. Nice Disruptor shot to clean up a few of them Hydras, but the whole fourth base is gone. The Lings are getting the damage done that they need to get done. The Hydras go down in the back of the natural, but I mean, Guru's just keeping his opponent away from a fourth base. He's just continuing to slow down the economy, and I mean, things are just continuing to set up here. So let's continue to set up, and I'm going to see these Lings just coming over and maybe running in towards the third base in just a couple of moments. 13 lurkers on the way, so I mean, there's the transition from Guru getting ready to go into the next stage of this game. He really is commanding this final game of this qualifier. As we see the Lings just coming in and just trying to trade again with some Zerg. Just get rid of some more probes, get rid of more economy. GunGFuBanDa is down on only 40 workers now. He's only got 40 workers left over, these DTs. Well, they are trying to help clean up over here as this army is going to have to be careful. Queen's trying to help out. A couple of Disruptors go off. Not really onto the Lurkers, though. And well, these Lurkers are going to do so much damage. GunGFuBanDa is just going to type out GG.